business is the best source of cash flow, is the cheapest source of cash flow. And the reason I say that is that it has been proven time and again, research will show that selling to existing customers costs you 40% of what it will sell you to new customers. Your acquisition costs are enormous, comparatively speaking. So let's talk about ways we can bring people back, which not only makes your cash flow look better, it makes everything better because you can get them out there working for you. Free marketing team. Who wouldn't want that? Okay, here we go. Fun times. We're talking about customer loyalty. Okay, we're talking about people who come back and buy from you because it's worth whatever effort it takes. You are simply that much better than your competition for a whole number of reasons. Now, what we're not talking about is spending a ton of money on a whole lot of IT solutions or staff or marketing campaigns or anything like that. What we're going to talk about today is a stack of free or really low-cost strategies that will bring people back, that give you that nice continual trade, which is what you're after. Now, we're talking about doing more, about exceeding their expectations, about really winning their hearts. And if I just get that out of the way, here we go. And like I said before, it's not about the money. Okay, everybody expects and deserves good service and a good product. Okay, that's a minimum, right? And if you provide that, then two things happen. One is you're no different to your competition because they do that as well. And two, all you've done is meet minimum expectations. You're not going to stand out in anybody's mind by doing that. You're just going to be same. Okay, there's nothing to that. We're talking about exceeding their expectations. Okay, and again, for two reasons. One, it's cheaper to sell to repeat customers, and two, they buy more. Again, market research is your friend. They'll buy 2/3 more than a new customer. So not only has it cost you less to get them back in the door, they spend more money. Like seriously, guys, how good do you want it? Really? Okay, so for the next, it's not going to be 90 minutes, right? We're going to go through this. Is going to be about 45 minutes. We're going to squish it down, run through a whole heap of stuff. You'll get the recording. You'll have my contact details at the end, so we can actually punch out some strategies just for you. All right. Now, being payment at that time, that's going to be a bit of an ongoing theme, and what we're talking about is standing out. Okay, in business, it's a pond full of ducks. Everybody looks the same in every market. You want to be the penguin. You want to be the one that stands out for all the right reasons. Okay, happy little fellow, and he's happy because he's got people coming back in and spending money with him. Right, they're buying stuff all the time. Now, don't be vanilla. Right, it's a milkshake flavour, it's ice cream, it's boring. There, who cares? You want to provide an experience which is consistently extraordinary. Something that people remember. Okay, you want them talking about you in a positive way. That's what we're going to try and do today, is put in place some strategies so people talk about you in a positive way, and that encourages other people to come and do business with you when you've got the solution to their problem. All right, and that's important. We'll deal with that a bit later, but don't forget that. All right. Now, I think it's the way you talk and greet your customers. Okay, it's how you talk with them. Right, you don't talk to them, you talk with them. Okay, it's your uniforms. All right, don't be boring. Like just do something a little different, all right? Nobody likes bland, okay? It's your store layout, and that's not just your physical store, it's also your online store, okay? How easy is it to do business? Like literally, guys, how easy is it to do business with you? Okay, we'll dive into that a little bit later, but just while we're here right now, get somebody cold, like get a mate who's never done business with you, a family friend, a relative, whatever, and get them to go to your online store and ask them how easy was it to actually buy something off you? How easy was it to find what they were after? Even walk in your shop, if you've run on bricks and mortar, how easy is it to do business with you? If you're a solicitor, how easy is it to find you and then get to your office and talk to you? Okay, layout, it counts. Client education, we'll go into that in depth. After sales support, we'll go into that in a bit more depth. These things don't cost money. Like literally, none of that is about spending extra money. What it is about doing things differently and doing them at a level that get people excited, that make a mark in a positive way, so that when they do have another problem, you're the person they come back to. Okay. Now, step one, and this is critical, this is key to the whole plan, is actually really understand the business you're in. Okay. The example I've got there is a real life example. A client of mine, the business would be less than a kilometre from my house. Okay. Having issues with cash flow, the booking sheet had blank spaces in it, and we're having a chat about it. And we said, well, listen, why do people do business with you? And she just mentioned in passing, oh, they feel really good when they, they feel pretty good when they walk out. Well, they're all happy and cheerful and everything. So, okay, so hang on, whoa, back one step. You're not in the business of cutting hair and putting in colour and curls and all that stuff. That's not the business you're in. You're in the business of self-esteem. You're in the business of building these people up, and it's women because she was that sort of hairdresser. It's a purely woman-only salon, right? I've never seen a partner in there. Like the only male in the room are kids. I have never seen them in there. So it's women only, building up their self-esteem. That's the key. And once we had that nailed, and once she realised that and she made it the focus of everything she did, okay, the bookings went through the roof. Okay. Oops. Now, and it wasn't just the bookings. So it's not just colour and cut and blah, blah, blah. It's all the product sales that go along with it, and the accessories that people want to have in her shop, because she used to have people coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. They'd like to have their earrings and bangles and stuff for sale there on a consignment basis. Okay. So basically renting shelf space. Figure out what business you're in, make it the core of everything you do, make it of your branding or how you measure your performance, how you reward your staff. It is the heart of your business, okay? What is it you really do and why do you do it? Now, know your customer. I'll probably say this about 40 million times over the next 40 minutes, all right? If you want people to come back, you've got to value them, okay? The reason people don't come back is because they feel undervalued, not 70% of them. It's really funny. When you start looking into this, that 2/3 number, 67, 70%, it keeps popping up again and again and again. And what that means is that in business, and we're all in business, we get it wrong 2 times out of 3. 2 times out of 3. Seriously? Come on. Value them. All right, let them know that you really do appreciate their business and you actually really want to solve the problem that they've come to you with. Okay. Now, I've got to know at the bottom there, diarise to follow up with your customers, and that'll come up a couple of times again. And it's not selling stuff to them. It's not punching product down their throat. It's just let them know that you're thinking about them. Right? They've got a special event coming up. Now, kids are finishing school. They've got a birthday, whatever. There'll be something that you know about them that will be special to them. Record it. Okay. Now, I've got diarise, and some people just use a paper diary. To be honest, I'm really pushing down the whole, you need a CRM. Okay. Today's day and age is a lot that are basically free that will do that for you. They'll integrate into, say, your email program or into a simple reminder system so you can give people a call or a text. Go down that path. We've got a whole series, a free webinar series on CRM coming up. Quality, check it out. It's worth it. Now, and this is why. Seth Godin, okay, retail genius. People don't buy goods like that. They're not buying the widget off you. Okay, they're buying you, the relationship, the magic, the stories, what you do. It's like they're buying because they're doing business with you. They're not doing business with a purple left-handed widget. All right, that's not what they're after. It's not what triggers them. It's not what brings them back. Okay, so it's the relationship. Now, the important events that we spoke about that. Here's one item where I actually want you to spend a couple of dollars. Okay, just a couple. Handwritten notes. I'm a huge fan of handwritten notes because it works. Put in the money. So you got what, $12.10 for the stamp. The pack of cards will probably cost you another couple of bucks, and I don't know, a couple of bucks for a pack. They think with envelopes actually. So let's call it $10 all up for 25 of them. Plus stamps, sorry, $35. There we go. $50, nice round number. $50 for 25 handwritten notes going out to your best customers, just to say thanks for doing business with you and congratulations on whatever's coming up. All right, just a reminder note. Whatever event it is, whatever is important that you're just going to say, hey, I was thinking of you. Turns up in the mail. Right? That is as random as anything. Nobody does that anymore. Right? All you get in the mail are bills and pretend letters from real estate agents that are annoying. You want to make a difference. This one little thing will trigger people to say, hey, listen, he actually remembered. Oh, there's no sales pitch. Okay, there's no nothing. It's just, hi, I was thinking of you guys. Hope you had a great day. That's it. And you stay in front of mind for all the right reasons. And they will tell their friends about that. Okay. It's all about treating people the way you want to get treated. You want to be more than a number. Okay. So treat your customers as if they are more than a number, because they are more than a number. Okay. And product knowledge. Now here we go to client education. Now this will come up later in another way. Right, but just for the moment, educate your clients. Now do it nicely, right? Your clients aren't stupid, all right? But take a minute to explain exactly how it's going to solve their problem, right? Don't assume they know everything and don't assume they know nothing, all right? Just run through nice and simple how it's going to work for them and what it's going to do, all right? Take a minute. It's probably all it's going to take. Right? Take a minute to do that and show them that you value them enough. You're just not going to kick them out the door. You've taken their money. See you later. You actually take a minute to explain. Okay, right. You realise this is how this thing works. Okay, cool. We're good with that. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. That's how it's going to solve your problem. Right? Problem solved. Happy days. You've just shown you value them. Right? And they'll talk about that. Right? And it won't be a case of the kid chewed my ear off. It's a case of he took a minute just to make sure that I knew what was going on. He cared enough to make sure that before I walked out the door, I knew how to use what I had in my hands. Even if you know anyway, the kid took a minute. Right? It will delight them. It really will. Long term, it's a winning strategy. Get your team into the habit of just making sure before the punter walks out the door with the gear, they know what it's going to do, right? And they know how to implement the solution. Takes a minute. Right? And simple questions are one way of diving into that to make sure they understand. All right. It's just, you don't need to be complicated. You just need to keep it nice and clean and clear. Right? Now, in terms of educational material, on top of your product education and training your customers, video is king. There is no shortage of research and instructional videos on why video is king. All right, so use your website, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, TikTok if you want to go down that path. But I don't care. It doesn't matter which one you use, provided you're using the channel that your clients use. Right? Don't put it all out on LinkedIn if your clients are Facebook fans. All right, and that's where your market sits. All right, so do a little research, find out what platform they use, and that's where your educational stuff goes. And it's educational. Right? Video is a super powerful sales tool if you don't make it salesy. Now, sales stuff works, sure. But the best example of this I can give you, another client of ours, we would be now going back almost 18 months, speaking at business breakfast, and we're having a chat about, among other things, marketing. And I'm talking about video. And this guy, it's always just flawed for a living, right? Sold to the earth bloke, like a really nice guy, good solid little business, making $1, doing okay. And we said, you did some videos. So he goes, oh, you know, no training, mate. And I'm not going to play the camera, pretty shy. You know, just mate, seriously. No. You want to do the video, okay? Just do before and after. That's all you got to do. Give it to a minute, like just camera up, roll around. This is what the floor looks like now. It's made out of whatever sort of timber it is. Turn it off. Do what you do, right? Work your magic, and then do the after. And this is what it looks like now, okay? And that's it. No sales pitch, no nothing. Educational. All right, do a few of those, see what happens. He went from 5-ish days a week to a solid 5.5, 6 days a week. Then, and this was the master stroke, he brought out a machine from Italy. It's dustless. Now, I don't know about you, but me, I'm thinking polishing floors, dust everywhere, cover the furniture, drag the stuff out of the house. It's going to be a nightmare. You have to clean the whole place down again. No way. It doesn't work like that. This machine has got a beautiful, powerful little vacuum, a solid bag, leaks nothing, and he actually shows you, he just said, look, here, I've got this brand new machine from Italy. It's dustless, watches, sat the camera up, went out, did his thing, backwards, frontwards, diagonal, zoom, boom, boom. No dust. My goodness, it was just amazing to watch. No dust. Beautiful. He went, suddenly he's booked about 7 days a week, 4 months. You actually couldn't get the guy for love nor money out of that one video. And there was no sales pitch. No sales. Just educating clients, saying, here, this is what we do. Here's a before, here's an after. Thank you for watching. I love sharing with you. That's it. No script, no Hollywood lights, no nothing, no nothing. Just him. Magic. Video. Very powerful. You don't underestimate it. Oh, one thing, 1 minute. Unless you're doing a super long chat like this, all right, keep this stuff, this educational stuff, for 1 minute. Right, people's attention span, once you go over a minute, you're going to start losing them. You go to 2 or 3, they're not going to watch. All right, 1 minute. And if you can, okay, subtitle it. Stack of free subtitling software around, subtitle them, because most people watch video sitting at home, which is why I've got these slides up, because you're probably sitting in the office watching this, so you could be. That's what people do, okay, subtitle it. So they get the information, they're watching it, they're getting it, they don't have the sound on, so nobody really knows what they're doing, okay? Now, I mentioned this before, we're here to solve problems, okay? Now, I love solving problems. That's why I'm in business. It's what I do. It's my thing. I'm not a long-term manager. I'm a, wow, We've got issues here, let's fix them. Let's go. Come on, let's the strategy to still make this thing all better. And away we go. Right. And that is what you should be doing when somebody walks in the door. It's a fine line, okay? Don't sell to people. Fix the problem. They're walking there, they've come to see you in your business because they have something that needs to be done, okay? There's an issue that needs sorting out. Cool. You've got the solution. Fix it, all right? Don't over-fix it. Don't sell them 42 other things. Don't do, oh my goodness, don't do the McDonald's, oh, you want fries and Coke with that. Like, seriously, guys, don't, all right? Because if you go in there and genuinely solve the problem, and if you can't, say you can't, all right? What you've got isn't right for them. Tell them why, and maybe give them some ideas as to where they could fix their problem. That'll build trust, and trust is what you want because people do business with people they trust. Okay, they buy from people they trust. Right, now, I've got to mention about cross-selling. Cross-selling is fine, okay? If you're talking to them about what the problem is and there's clearly another need, there's clearly another problem that you can fix, discuss it with them, all right? Ask them, we want to solve this at the same time. Okay, this has also come up. What are we doing here? All right, and if you can fix it, fix it. If they don't want to fix it, fine, let them walk. It's no dramas, okay? Because it's not about making an extra $5 or $10 or $20 today. It's about building long-term value in your business through long-term relationships. It doesn't cost you a cent. Seriously, it's free marketing. They'll go out there and talk about you, right? And don't prejudge. All right, now, this was one thing I had. Some young staff, and they would basically run a checklist over every customer they walk in the room. They said a thing. Don't do that. It costs you money. Like, no, it costs you money. Okay, just chill. I said to the staff, let's stop it. Okay, I don't care if they're pink, blue, left-handed, if they smell, if they don't smell, if they look weird. I don't care. I don't care what they talk like. Right? When they rock up, just count to 3, and then listen to what they've got to say, and then fix the problem. Okay, we've got the solutions. We've got a whole shelf full of solutions. All right. One of those will probably fix the problem they've got, which is why they're here. So listen to them, figure out what the problem is, and then fix it. I'm really cool about it. Right. And then explain to them how what we're giving them is going to fix their problem. And then everybody's happy. It works. They'll come back again. You prejudge them like you're doing. Not only will they not buy, they'll tell their mates what a pack of idiots we are, and we'll lose all their mates as well. Right? Silly. Don't prejudge. Right? And this is magic, Mary Kay. Okay, put this in here because she runs a massive cosmetics business, and if you want repeat buyers, you get into cosmetics. You want to go broke, get into cosmetics and stuff it up so they don't come back again. Funnily enough, Mary Kay has a huge cosmetics business in the States. Okay? It's called Mary Kay. Not very original, but there you go. And this is the foundation of her success. This is actually almost like their ethos. You just treat people like they want to feel important. Cool. Make them feel important. Right? You succeed in that, you're there. Okay, and that's what we're talking about here. You don't prejudge people when they walk in. Make them feel important. It doesn't matter who they are, what they look like. It's irrelevant. Make them feel important. Fix the problem. Now, I'm not talking about your marketing efforts here, like your pre-sale stuff, because that this is just it's selling 101. Okay, follow up. Clients inevitably don't react to that first contact. You've got to follow them up and develop the interest and figure out the problems and solve them and prove to them that you're the person who can do the job. If you want them to come back again, if you want them to refer people to you, it's your post-sale follow-up that makes the money. Okay, make sure it works. Now, you can't do that in some businesses. I know that. You're simply a fast-moving good. You're a little purchase. It really doesn't matter that much. It's just not possible, and that's fine. But in a lot of business, it is possible to do this. It is an important enough purchase that you can follow up to make sure that the solution you provided was the solution that worked. Right? It's just showing you value to the client. It's that simple. Right? You want to stand out. Right? And that's what we're talking about. You want to be that penguin, okay? Happy Days penguin. Do this, all right? Because your competitors, right? I can say that with complete confidence because I've made, over my rather medium-ish lifetime, a number of big ticket purchases, and not once has somebody done that post-sale. Oh, sorry, retract that once out of between myself and my family and people who have referred. There's probably 25 car sales, some property sales, some significant white goods, some big ticket items with Renaults. No, once. Now, we don't get any post-sale contact, so we just go, fine, well, then we'll just, if we're not, if you don't care, then we'll look, if you find somebody who does, which is tough. You do this follow-up, you're cooking with gas, okay? You are standing out like nobody else in your market. Now, so I mentioned this before, if you can't find the solution, if you don't know, say so, just get up on your back legs and say that you haven't got the answer, but you can, if you can, find it. Go that extra mile for the client and see if you can find the solution for them, even if it means that they have to go somewhere else that you actually can't provide it. Okay, fine. I would tell you that'll surprise them a lot. The fact that even if you couldn't give them the answer, supply the answer, you can find out where they could find it. The next time they have an issue they think you might be able to solve, guess who they're going to go and talk to? They're going to come back to you, right? Because you were so good the first time, and they'll tell their friends that, hey, we went here, they couldn't sell it to us, they didn't have anything that would do the job, but they actually went and found a place where we could get the problem solved. How good's that? Not many people do that. You want to stand out, you want to be that penguin. Another way of doing it, that doesn't cost you anything. All right? It actually enhances your reputation. It builds your business. It's all about long-term value. It's easy to do. Now, events. Guys, sorry about that. Dip into the wallet. And it's just showing that you love it. It's all about value on the client. Okay, I don't care if it's a wine or cheese night, or if it's a barbecue, or if it's simply come along and listen to somebody from the industry tell you about industry developments. Right? They're not a sales night. They're an information night. It's all about educating your customers, giving them power, making them part of your team. Okay, now, I'll probably talk about this later, but people want to belong to something. It's human nature. Right? It doesn't matter whether it's a football team. I tell you what, football clubs actually thrive on that tribalism, because people want to belong. They want to be part of the group. Hey, make it part of your group. Okay? Have an event where they come on and they're actually part of the team, where you're bringing them into your team, you're sharing industry knowledge with them, it's new stuff that's coming up, better ways of using existing solutions, educate them. Okay, now when you're sending out the invitations, I don't care how you send them out, I really don't, it doesn't matter. But when you're following them up, follow them up with text. SMS is king by a mile. If you want engagement, if you want feedback, text is your friend. All right. You can use Facebook Messenger, you can message them on Instagram, you can use a carrier pigeon or an email, but you want engagement, you hit them up with text, okay? Numbers don't lie. And that, if you can get that out of it, you can use that to your heart's content. Now, because that's the ethos, okay? That's what we're all about. We love our customers. Even though they annoy us, we love them because they pay the bills. Now, consistency, systems and processes, and I must have talked about this for about half an hour a few days ago in terms of setting up your business and making sure that going forward, right through to exit, you've got a sound foundation to what you're doing. Because systems and processes are the foundation to your business. When you're starting, you're twisting and turning, you're trying to find a way to make things work. That's cool. When you find some way that it works, systemize it. Okay, document how it's done so it can be repeated. It can be consistent, whether you're there or not. Your team know how to do what it is we do. All right, and they know why we're doing it, because you've got that in front of them all the time. Yeah, cool. Okay, this is why we're doing it. This is what we do it, and here is how we do it every time. And that way, you're going to have that consistent, excellent experience every time, every customer. Okay, you want to make it nice and easy. So when you find somewhere that works, well, it'll be one of your team, okay? They will stumble over, or they will devise, or they will hear about it and improvise and use, and they will find a way of providing excellent service, a really cool way of tapping into your customer's mindset so that they want to come back. Cool, write it down, make it a system, make it a process, train people that way, okay? Don't be afraid to innovate, don't be afraid to improve, because that's what it's all about. And emotions. How do you want your customers to feel when they walk into your shop, and how do you want them to feel when they walk out? Well, I don't mean you want them walking in feeling miserable and walking out feeling great because you fixed their problems. It's when they walk into the shop, what emotions are triggered? Okay, when they go to your online store, what's triggered? Like, how do they feel looking at that? Okay, and when they're in there doing business with you, and once they've done business with you, how do you think they want them to feel when they're walking out the door? Okay, that comes back a bit to what you really do and why you do it. Okay, that will drive a lot of that. All right, but you want help working out this, then ask your customers. Simple surveys, stuff like that. And I'll talk about that in a sec. But Emotions matter. Business is all about the numbers, and I talk a lot about making data-driven decisions. All right, you kind of know how things are going, but you've got the numbers to back up what you want to do. Right? If you haven't got the emotions right, you will never get the numbers you want. Right? Because people buy emotionally. Okay, they buy from people they trust. They buy for a stack of reasons, but it's all driven by emotion. So get the emotions right. Thank you. Okay. And as I said, the feedback, right, about asking customers how you want to feel when you're in the store, like, what are we doing here? Like, how do you want to engage with us? When it comes to improvement, ask them, okay, how can we do better? Like, and this isn't rocket science. Like, everybody does it. There's review systems everywhere. People know they've got to get feedback. There's customer surveys. There's more customer surveys that you can hit with a shotgun. Right? That's fine. Two things I would say: don't necessarily rely on Google reviews. Okay, they are there and people will list them and keep an eye on it because you want to crush the fake ones. Guys like Remove, if I can help you with the fake ones. But implement your own system. Trustpilot and Yotpo. Now, Yotpo are more than just reviews. They're a big e-commerce platform. But they'll put in place a review system for you where you're actually asking for the review from the client and you're giving them the questions you want answered so you can improve your business. Right? Instead of getting some random blabber about what happened that you get on Google reviews. And I read some of those and you're just wondering how many relatives a shop owner's got to write all the reviews because they just don't sound realistic. These guys will actually drive surveys from your clients to you and give you real functional information you can work on. Okay. Now, you can also do it with surveys. You can do it with group nights, but get the feedback. Now, one thing that I've got at the bottom, and this is particularly with online reviews, okay, you need to have a consistent way of engaging with them, and you need to engage with them all the time. Okay, don't let them go. If the good ones say, "Hey, guys, that's thanks. Glad you had a good time here." The negative ones, fine. It doesn't matter if you can't implement the reviews, their ideas, or if you can't fix their problems, but you've got to engage with them maybe once. Okay, don't get into a slanging war with online reviews. You're never going to win. You know you're not going to win. Engage. Thank them for the ideas, and if you can implement them, do so. If you can't, just say it's not possible for various reasons, but thank you very much, but move on, okay? But don't let them lie. Now, speaking about leaving things lie, simple, all right, engagement. Simple, simple, simple. We live in a very complex world, okay? We all know that. Simplicity is king, okay? It's so valuable. It's not easy to implement, okay, but it will transform your business, particularly communication with your clients, and it can give you market leadership, right? I've got Hello iPhone written there for a very simple reason. iPhone, I've just got an Android here, okay? Now you look at this. How many complex devices are in this? Go back to the first iPhone, okay? They took a ton of complex devices, shoved it into something that was really too small to contain all that technology, you would think, and then made the interface very simple. Booyah. iPhones are not the market-leading operating system. iOS is not the market-leading operating system. I think there's more Android than iOS out there, and there's possibly more. And iPhones are certainly not the biggest selling phone going around. But I'll tell you what, they get a premium for them. They've got an enormous fan base of incredibly loyal customers. Who wouldn't want that? Loyal customers paying a premium. Thanks for coming. That's good business. Okay. Now, when I talk simple, it's about making your communication efforts nice and clean. Okay, you take out jargon, which I particularly hate, to be honest. Your written material. Okay, so it's easy to understand from the customer's viewpoint, and I'm guilty of that as anybody. I've written reports, and they make perfect sense to me. And the person who's picked them up has gone, mate, you've gone right over my head. I don't understand what you're saying. I hope you can go back and make it actually bigger. Right? It's not necessarily take stuff out. You don't necessarily have to strip stuff back to make it simpler. I think add in a whole lot more explanation, because I'd assumed, going back a few slides, what a stupid thing that was to do. They kind of knew what we were talking about. I had to bring it back to their level, which is fine. Okay, not a problem, can be done, should have done it the first time. Okay, give you an example why stripping out is not a good idea. I've got some studio lights at home I recently bought, and they turned up a beautiful big box in about 38 million pieces. That's cool. Pulled out the instruction book. Well, you kill me now. It would have been, like, there is a Samsung Galaxy 910 thing, 20, whatever. It would have been, what's that, about a third the size of that, folded in half, piece of paper, like tiny, with a few pictures and a couple of words. And the pictures look nothing like the part, and the words made no sense whatsoever. And to be honest, I'm not an idiot. My wife is smarter than I am. All right. And we're looking at it, and we put stuff together a lot of times. Like all you guys, like you get flat packs of rubbish all the. And we look at it took us half an hour to build these lights. I couldn't believe it. If they had just, I mean, seriously, if they had just taken 3 seconds and made the booklet a little bit bigger, so like spent 10 cents on the paper and made the instructions simpler and easier with a few more words, we would have been a lot happier. Okay, so just think about it. When you're simplifying stuff, all right, it doesn't necessarily mean taking stuff out. Sometimes it can mean putting stuff in. Okay, but what you want it to do is when you look at the solutions you're providing, is the implementation, is the education as simple as it can be for the client. Okay. Oh, now this is all about me, this slide. I know when to stop talking because a lot of times I don't, right? That's because, yeah, I kind of wrote this with me in mind. I really do get pumped about fixing people's problems, giving them a hand to sort stuff out. I love it. It's why I'm in business. It's what I do in my business. But in that genuine drive, I get so excited about it sometimes I never get up. And I talk people out of sales. I literally have talked people out of sales because I talk too much. Right? My parents, they drive me nuts. Like 1 about 2 years, kid, that's the proportion you want to use them in, the 70-30 rule. Okay. Bring yourself and your staff, right? And I actually took that across to my team a lot. Is guys, it's a 30-70 rule. 30% talk, 70% listen. And on that 30% talk, maybe 5 or 10% at the start, and then zip it. Well, listen to what the client's got to say. Okay. Ask leading questions. Let them open up about where the issues are at. Okay. Tell me, when if I get them to explain what the real dramas are, and then at the end, you get to provide the solution. Well, hang on, I think we'll skip. Where are we? This is why. Okay. It's understanding. Let them know that you actually understand what it is they're telling you about the problem. Okay, so they spend 70% of the time telling you what's going wrong. With your little 20% you got left at the end, basically paraphrase, repeat back to them so that they know that you understand what they're talking about. Okay, you're valuing them. All right, easy way of doing it. Easy way of doing it. So let's come back here. Okay, so that's it. Now one stop talking and then let them know that you've understood what they've told you. Okay. 4% of customers in Australia will complain face-to-face, right? The numbers are the numbers on that. Nothing. Okay, nobody wants to do it. They don't want to get in your face and complain because what they can do is they can go home, get on the computer and blast you. All right? And the ones who do complain, they're outside the comfort zone, most of them. There are some people who just love that confrontation. That's the 1%ers, okay? The ones, that 96%, that's an enormous opportunity to create some loyalty, okay? If they're complaining about stuff, just ask them what they think the solution is, right? And listen to what they've got to say, particularly if they're in your face, right? Complaints are an opportunity. If they're in your face, complaining, say, great, we have a problem. Okay, what do we think the solution is? Ask them, get some feedback from them. Now, then fix the problem. Don't justify where you're at, fix the problem. If you can't fix them, tell them why it can't be done. And that's that. That's simply the end of it. If it can't be done, it can't be done. That's life. And don't be afraid to give your team some power, some authority, bit of discretion to solve issues, okay, within reason. And I did this in one of my businesses. I had a young team. I said, guys, you're bringing stuff to me that I know you can solve, but clearly you don't feel that I've given you the authority to solve these issues. Well, here we go. I'm going to write you a memo. It's a little sand pit, all right, that you can play in, right? Within these parameters, fix it. All right, it's just, I don't care what, just make it go away. You can spend up this sort of money. Okay, you can do this sort of refunds. This is what you can do under my authority, and there'll be no blowback on you whatsoever in writing signed off done. And then there was 10% of my day freed up, just like that. And not only that, I had happier staff because they could actually get stuff done instead of running to me every 2 minutes. And here's the kicker. Oh my goodness, here's the kicker. We had happier customers because they weren't told, hang on, I'll get the manager. Or 1 sec, I'll just go grab the boss. No, they would complain to somebody. They go, well, hang on, I can fix that. Let's have a look. Okay, yes, we can make this right now. And that's the light of it. You got an unhappy customer, they get a problem fixed, so they're going to be kind of happy. But the fact that they can just get done, fixed on the spot, no dramas, no qualms, sort it out. None of this get the manager running away, you have to wait, come back. None of that. It was just done. It was awesome. Just awesome. Now, it cost me some money on time, so I got really, they did actually spend some of my money. I looked at that and thought, well, hang on, look at the benefits. It's cheaper than a dissatisfied customer going around town telling everyone a pack of idiots we are. Much cheaper than that. The customers who had problems, a lot of them actually came back again and became good customers because I said, listen, yeah, we had a problem, but you just fixed it. Like the girl just went back and did it. Like, they didn't have running for years. How good that doesn't happen everywhere. It's like, it's actually not a bad sales strategy. But there are worse sales strategies around, I can tell you now. So, complaints. Think about how you're dealing with them. A nice system. Give your staff some power. Okay, let them solve complaints within reasonable limits. Right, solve the problem there and then. Happier customers, better business, long-term value. Okay. Now, this has been the underlying theme: is providing more customer service. Like, do what you do in a way that positively reinforces you in the client's mind, and they talk to you to their mates, and then building. It's a marketing team. They're building your client base for you. All right. It's all about taking time to understand your customer, take a little bit of time to understand what the issue is, and then fix it. I mean, don't get focused on the sale, okay? Because the sale will come. Oh, it didn't happen. Chill, relax, don't take a step. Customers in there for a reason. What's the problem? Okay, what are we doing today? What do we need to fix for you, mate? And then away you go from there. Zip it. Listen to what they say, give them the feedback, and away. It just works. It's long-term value, it's stronger relationships, and you will find other opportunities that roll in the door, not necessarily from that exact customer, but from the people that referred to you, which is marketing you didn't pay for. Bad. Now, we spoke about that before, so I'll just keep moving. This is the underlying thing. I mentioned it really early on about people not buying from, they're buying from you for the story, the magic, the relationships, the stories. It's they're buying from you because they don't care about your product. No one gives a rip about your left-handed purple widget. They don't. All right. What they care about is what the widget will do for them. How it solves their problem. That's what matters. All right. It's just a means to an end, guys. Okay. So when you're talking to a client, don't talk to them about the beautiful glossy purple finish. I want that for tea. Right. Talk to them about what it's going to do for them, how it's going to solve their problem, how it's going to rock their world, because that's what they're there for. That's why they buy. Okay, it's a simple thing. A lot of us do this by instinct. Some people don't. Make it a process. Talk about how you solve the problem. Okay, they don't care about the product. Really don't. That's a human. Okay, and he's smiling because we want our customers to smile. Okay, because human has power. Those relationships removes barriers. I mean, you can ask my friends, ask people I do business with. I must have about 705,000 of the worst dad jokes in the world. Okay, and I am actually not afraid to try them out on any poor suffering person who walks close enough to me. But it doesn't kill them. It doesn't annoy them, and they remember me. And it actually, if you do it right, it gives them a story to share. Okay, and it means that when they think about a problem, your name will come up. Okay, and this actually happens. I was at a trade show yesterday, and so I said, I remember you from what I saw you before. You're the bloke with the world's worst jokes, but I remember that you do this, so let's talk. Okay, and I was sitting there going, oh my God. It worked. I mean, I know it works, but it worked again. Like, how good is that? Okay, well, seriously, 2 bad jokes, and I get a new customer. That's the cheapest advertising campaign I have ever run. Ever. Brilliant. Okay. So don't be afraid to stand out, even just a little bit. Okay. Because as I say at the bottom of the river, penguin, duck pond. All right, you want to be the penguin, okay? Dancing around. Don't be afraid to explain your secret sauce. Okay. And that's, I'm not really a fan of the whole secret sauce expression, but don't be afraid to explain about why you're unique, why you stand out, why they want to do business with you. Okay. A lot of people fail to do that. Let's assume that people know why they're special. No, bring them in. And again, it comes back to that inclusiveness, tribalism. You want them to be part of the club. People want to belong. So great, invite them in. Explain to them why you're the duck's guts. Okay, why they should do business with you, why you are better than the others. Right? Don't be afraid. Don't be shy about your really cool things. All right? No, good marketing opportunity. Now, I mentioned this before about meeting customer nights with new products coming out, industry experts. Run them, okay? You go to your clients. The finance industry is a classic for doing this wrong. They bring out a brand new product, a honeymoon rate for new clients with money back guarantees and stuff. And, $2,000 for your refinance your home loan. Don't worry about the loyal clients who are with you on and on and on. Don't reward them. No, we'll go after the new ones and spend the money there. Go after your valued clients, all right? Reward them. And then you've got your marketing team then will go out and bring in their friends. And the people who deal with you occasionally realise that the VIP guys get extra treatment. So maybe there is a reason to do business with you again and again and again. Make the workshops no strings attached, right? Don't make them too salesy, all right? Just put the products out there. This is the developments in the industry. This is a new line coming out, and we're just giving you first access so you can have a look at what it does, so that in the future, if you think you need it, you know where to get it, okay? Don't dream the sale. The sales will come, okay? They will come because you've valued your clients, right? And the other benefit of this is on the supply side, okay? And I've seen this time and again, especially when I was working in the spare parts industry, is that you've got industry people who get to talk to the end user, which doesn't happen all that often. So they get direct feedback from the end user, and you made it happen. So when you want a favour out of them, or they've got something special coming up, you're the person they're going to go to. Okay, you've cemented that relationship. Again, it's about valuing your customers, and in a way, they're kind of a customer of yours. Now, the way you answer the phone, it's not such a big thing these days. So time's ticking down, so I'll get on with it now. Spark it up. All right, it's simple, it's easy. Focus on the phone, focus on the customer, and spark it up a little bit. Don't be boring. All right, that's the theme all the way through. Don't be boring, stand out a bit for all the right reasons. It's the first point of contact for a lot of your customers. Okay, so you get that one chance to impress, maximise it. Okay, be a little different. Handwritten notes, we talked about that before. Okay, nobody does it. Have a crack. They're good for you. It'll cost you a couple of dollars. The impact is long term, which is the theme of the day, long-term impact, okay? And your network. Now, this is, I mentioned before where, you haven't got the answer, but you might know somebody who does, so you send it off to somebody. One thing with your network, and it's something that I do and a number of my friends do, is that we've got they're not very thick black books. We only have a couple of people in each category. I won't refer you to 15 different lawyers. I've got 2 or 3, depending on what your problem is. Same with accountants, same with car dealers, blah, 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 blah. Okay, all that. A select list of people who I know will fix your problem. And we have an agreement in as much as if I send you somebody, I know they're going to be looked after, and you'll call me if there's a drama. I don't want the customer ringing me or finding out. I want to find out later. I want to find out before the customer rings me what's going on. So I'm pre-warned if there's an issue. Okay, that's all you need. Just those simple little parameters, and suddenly you're adding value to your relationship, and that will come back to you. Okay, it's all about adding value, adding value, adding value. All right. And in case you haven't noticed, what you're seeing here today is what you get. Okay, I'm no different in person. Ask anybody who spoke to me yesterday at the Small Business Expo. I am what I am. Okay, same with the guys we work with. Just be genuine. Okay, it's easier to remember who you are if you're being genuine. No game face, no business persona. Just speak with clients the way you speak with your family and friends. Within limits. Okay, and jargon. Please get rid of the jargon. Okay, 90% of the time it's not needed, really. Take your personality left a little bit. People remember because they want to do business with people. Do business with people, and if you're being real, they'll trust you more. It just pays off. Time and again, it works. Don't compromise yourself. Okay, sorry, bit of jargon. Don't tell them price if you can avoid it, because that is a slippery slope. All right. So highlight your differences when it comes to price. Okay, don't be afraid to spell the risks of buying cheap. Okay, because cheap does come at a price. You'll have to pay quite a bit of buy it again when it breaks. Okay, if you've got customers who sole focus is price, think about whether that's a good idea to build your business around them. By all means, sell them occasionally, but don't make it the focus of what you do. Because once you become a commodity, right, long-term value is enormously hard to build. Okay, and loyalty is enormously hard to build because they're working on price all the time. Okay? Reward people, don't discount. Okay, bundling works. That's not a bad idea. Look at your whole Mathers, Williams, the Schumann approach. Bundling is the key to their business. Okay, but discounting is an expensive way to build, and it belts your cash flow. Now, loyalty cards is another way of dealing with that. Okay. How do you have this stuff? Okay, now, in terms of all the stuff I've talked about, they're simple, they're not necessarily easy. Okay, you're going to have to break habits and build new ones. But if you decide what your brand stands for, what you want to be known for, why you do what you do, make it a focus of everything you do, changing habits will be easier. Okay, and the change will stick. Okay, make it the way you evaluate your business performance. Get them on board with it. It's got to be the framework for everything you do. Okay. Now, one thing with that, don't be afraid to be the industry expert. Make yourself a go-to person. If you know what you're doing, okay, you're good at what you do, so don't be afraid to say so. Okay, share the information. Right? And again, trust. People do business with people they trust, so don't be afraid to put it out there. Oh, I'm happy. My old mate's happy. Not just a case of being a cheaper workplace for your customers. This is the internal benefits. Right? Happy pays the bills. I'm not kidding about that. If you want to, you can dig the studies up. Okay, I was going to put them as footnotes, but there's about 20 of them. All right, your productivity goes up. You have less sick days. You have less mistakes. People are not afraid to make mistakes, and funnily enough, they make less of them. They don't complain. They just get on with business, and it's a great place to work. And we do that in our businesses. I've seen people work in businesses. In fact, I've got relatives now working in businesses where it's not a happy workplace, and you can see the productivity is nowhere near what it should be like. The absenteeism is too high. They've got people who stay when they shouldn't. They've got people who go when they shouldn't. It's just wrong. Okay. Build a happy environment. Find a way of making the workplace happy days. All right. Let's focus on it. Now, that's it. That's me. All right. If you've got some questions, feel free to fire them in. Emails get answered, guarantee that. Pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text. I'm happy to work through some strategies with you. Thanks again to Business Station, RDA, and AusIndustry for putting all this together for you guys. Love to see you back on Monday. We'll go through some cash flow, maximising the strategies, what the drivers are, how to make them work for you. But until then, I'm out. Thank you very much. We will see you next week.